Right, yes, it is that time of the year again. The mother of all sales is finally here, the 11.11 sale. It has been a very busy year, a bunch of new watches, actually even a couple of new brands that came out into the spotlight. Some of them are on my list here too. Now, somewhat unusual, one brand is seriously underrepresented this time, and it is Pagani design. Okay, there is one watch that I've got in my review pipeline, and it is on this list too. And as per usual, for full transparency, all the links to the watches in this list will be in the description of this video. Those are affiliate links which, without costing you anything extra, do help me to run this channel and bring you as many reviews of interesting timepieces as I possibly can. So thank you very much in advance for supporting the channel. And of course, for your convenience, I will include the links to my previous AliExpress recommendations and to the reviews of the watches in this list where available in the description of this video. And now, without any further ado, let's get on with this list. Now, first on my list is this very new release from BETTIMER, a very well-built homage to GP Lariata chronograph. As you can see, BETTIMER quite wisely dropped their brand name from the dial. My guess is that it was the least favorite feature after the review of the first watch came out, and BETTIMER designers definitely paid attention to your feedback, which is great. What is also great, based on my first impressions, the quality of this chronograph is outstanding, matching the first release that I reviewed a couple of months ago, and I like that they refined their branding. The brand logo was very well received on their first watch, so now we have it on the dial, on the clasp and on the screw-down crown. BETTIMER will be running a decent discounts on this new watch during the 11.11 sale. Also, this watch is powered by SeaGull mechanical chronograph movement ST011903, which is pretty cool. My only slight concern is that while screw-down crown definitely helps with water resistance, it is not as practical on a watch that will require daily manual wind. Milifortic is one of the new brands that came out swinging this year. Okay, as I discovered, they are kind of new and kind of not. Being a sister brand to Baltany definitely helps, even though Milifortic insists that there is no overlap between the two brands' design teams. And to be fair, I haven't seen many solar-powered chronographs on AliExpress platform either, so this is definitely unique. So we have here a well-executed solar-powered chronograph, which also features a split chronograph complication. Priced really well, and with a very good discount for 11.11 sale, this one is a very compelling proposition. I will link, of course, my full review in the description of this video. And another chronograph from Milifortic, this one is a definite looker. The product pictures really don't do it justice, especially this blue dial colorway that I have here. Excellent quality, all the premium materials, including very good sapphire crystal. This one is also powered by quartz movement, however, this time a SeaQ Mecha Quartz VK63. It is also very well priced and really well discounted for 11.11 sale. A full review of this timepiece will be available in the coming days, so stay tuned. So, San Martin has been very busy this year, and this watch is possibly one of their best all-rounders so far. First and foremost, this is another original design from San Martin, and this time San Martin managed quite successfully, I must say, to blend contemporary sport watch styling with motifs of Chinese ancient craft and porcelain making. Finishing and build quality are simply outstanding for the price, and all the premium materials, of course. And finally, we have here Miyota 9000 caliber at 28,800 vibrations per hour premium movement from Citizen, with better accuracy than SeaQ NH35 and with better finishing. San Martin is running some aggressive discounts on this model during this 11.11 sale. Links as well as my review of this really cool timepiece will be in the description. Another San Martin that I had in my possession for about a few weeks now, and I promise a full review is coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe. Now, how is this one different from a number of Grand SeaQ homages that San Martin released earlier in the year? Well, a few things. First, a really striking dial, and it is proving to be very popular. Then, this one actually doesn't have GMT complication, and therefore it is also somewhat more affordable. And the most important difference, a new and more refined clasp with updated on-the-fly adjustment mechanism. WM Watch, a former Welly Merck, another brand that came into a spotlight this year, and also they didn't hold back punches. They came out with a number of interesting models, including the Worldtimer with rotating inner bezel, the only Worldtimer I have in my collection, and I believe the only functional Worldtimer at this price point. And it is also very well discounted for this 11.11 sale and looks like a very good value proposition. I did a full review, links of course will be included. And here is another very well priced and really good looking Grand Seiko Homage from WM Watch. All the premium materials here: sapphire crystal, ceramic bezel, decent lume and decent bezel action. A push-pull crown on a 200-meter water-resistant watch did raise a few eyebrows, however apparently it is not as unusual as I thought. Well, my take on this is that if you want a good-looking Homage of a 7000 Grand Seiko diver for $100, well, this could be a very interesting option. Just don't expect a Grand Seiko finishing and build quality. Now back to Saint Martin's. Well, this one is turning to be my favorite Rolex Homage of the year so far, and we're very close to the end of the year. Really well priced for the 11.11 sale. This outstandingly well built watch takes a lot of cues from Submariner and yet has a lot of little changes that a lot of watch enthusiasts will appreciate. Like we have here no date cyclop, we also have a nice double dome sapphire crystal that looks really good, and the bracelet features inverted L-links, so will suit even slimmer wrists. Top it up with a great build quality and Saint Martin's on-the-fly adjustment clasp, and we have a winner. Now, Saint Martin experimented a lot with gemstone dials this year. We have a Malachite dial, which looks great. We have marble dial, aventurine, red agate, green jade and black and white mother of pearl variations. And I'm pretty sure I missed at least one or two types of gemstones. All these are very well discounted for the sale and are really amazing timepieces for the price. We also have a GMT and non-GMT versions, which gives us even more flexibility on the price. I reviewed at least one colorway from each of the gemstone collections, and I will link all those reviews in the description. And I definitely couldn't miss the recent original and some not so original GMT designs from Saint Martin. Excellent build quality, all powered by Seiko NH34 automatic mechanical movement and very well discounted for this 11.11 sale. I made individual reviews of these watches as well as combined reviews highlighting the differences between all these types of GMTs. All the links naturally will be in the description of this video. And for all of you out there who are as budget conscious as myself, Saint Martin released not one, not two, but actually 3 cool budget offerings, out of which I reviewed 2, and I can tell you, first and foremost, there is nothing budget about those watches. Okay, apart from the price maybe, but we still get a solid build quality, the premium materials, excellent lume on par with the non-budget variants of these watches. Okay, the common cost-cutting theme there seemed to be absence of on-the-fly adjustment, pin and collar bracelet links connections instead of screws, and more budget-friendly Seiko NH35 movement instead of PT5000 or Sellita SW200. So if you're okay with such changes, well, this could be a very interesting timepieces to consider. Okay, and we have another SeaGull ST19 based chronograph, but this time we have here a genuine, original, that is fully authentic SeaGull 1963 reissue by SeaGull themselves, a so-called international edition. And it is priced to compete with other SeaGull 1963s that are in abundance on AliExpress. My guess is that SeaGull finally realized how much money the third-party manufacturers are making on selling these models using SeaGull name and SeaGull movements, and probably said, well, enough is enough, it is time we get some of that cash pie. Well, these are purely my speculations, so don't quote me. As for the watch, it is a brilliant watch as we would expect from a Titan watch and watch movement manufacturers such as SeaGull, and it is also priced about 4 times cheaper compared to SeaGull's own reissue of this watch. Now, a few things here to keep in mind. First, we have an exhibition caseback, which I really like, so this is good. However, I think SeaGull had to do some market segmentation here, so we've got mineral crystal on this watch, which of course not as scratch resistant as sapphire crystal. However, I consider this to be a small compromise for getting an original SeaGull 1963 for such a good price. So, if you follow my channel, you probably watched my recent review of this Baltany homage to Hamilton Pilot watch. Baltany pushed the boundaries here, excellent attention to detail, and I even argue in my review that they outdone the Hamilton watch at least in some areas. Well discounted for this 11.11 sale. Check my full review, link of course will be in the description. Another Baltany watch that I highly recommend is this GMT. Very good build quality, brilliant sapphire crystal. It is powered, of course, by SeaQ NH34 GMT movement, and one thing that really stood out for me, while it is a homage to a very popular watch, Baltany managed to put its own spin on the design, giving this watch its own identity. Also, very well priced, and I did a full review of this timepiece, which I will link in the description. And another brand that came into prominence this year is Watchdives. Their claim to fame in the past, or at least for me, was in their very interesting collaborations with Saint Martin. However, I see now that they are developing their own collection, and they're doing really well. This timepiece is their version of a homage to an iconic Rolex Explorer, and it also features Watchdives' new logo. And I must admit that the elegance and dependability of this watch, further enhanced by SeaQ's smooth sweeping Megaquartz VH31 movement, is very impressive, which again speaks volumes of the design that serves as inspiration to this timepiece. I only recently did a full review of this watch, don't forget to check it out. Watchdives, as you can imagine, do other Rolex homages too, giving a serious run for the money to other brands in the same price category. I only recently reviewed their GMT watch powered by SeaQ NH34, and if I had to rate the build quality, I would place it in between Pagani design and Saint Martin, which is not a bad place to be, especially taking into account that it's priced more like Pagani design. And while we are on the subject of the price, their Daytona homage is discounted really well too, and it is well-built watch for the price. I did a full review of both of these watches, links of course will be in the description. Right, Hamilton homages seem to be very popular lately, and I'm not exactly complaining. This Militado is another relatively new brand, third or is it fourth on the list already, and the interpretation of Hamilton Murph homage is really impressive. So much so that they ran out of stock shortly after the release. Looks like they're all stocked up now, but still don't leave it for too long if you're interested in this watch. Now, these two are new watches from Militado. My first impressions are actually really good, and I especially like the 11.11 prices. Both watches are powered by quartz movements. We have here all premium materials, sapphire crystal on both. Okay, the Sector dial watch actually offers K1 mineral crystal as well as more budget-friendly option. The reviews of these watches are coming up, so stay tuned. So we have a very good discounts on this big pilot homage from Hruodland. The watch I cannot recommend enough in case if you are interested in pilot style watches, and even in case if you are not, you might change your mind when you get it. Excellent homage to a very limited run of a very unique design from IWC. I cover the background of the IWC watches, link to this design in my full review. Do check it out. And another very interesting watch, a homage to a long discontinued but still very popular iconic diver from Omega. Hruodland seem to enjoy creating homages to cool vintage pieces, and they do a good job too. I only recently posted a full review of this timepiece, and I will link it below this video. This is another watch that I would nominate as a best dress watch of 2024. Okay, originality is possibly not the strongest side of this timepiece, but the execution from Seestern is excellent. Powered by automatic mechanical movement SeaGull ST17, we have all the premium materials here, solid build quality, very good finishing and very decent quality strap. Usually priced at around $95, it can be found discounted nearly by half during this 11.11 sale. Another amazing value watch and another Hamilton homage. Yes, I'm talking about this field watch from Addiesdive. Addiesdive really has been pressing forward and seem to be slowly but surely taking the crown of the best value homages from brands like Pagani Design. Good build quality, very good attention to detail, and as a cherry on the top, unlike some other brands, Addiesdive is never shy to put an extra layer of lume for a good lume performance. Okay, so one and only Pagani Design on my list is this latest version of Railmaster homage. Pagani Design actually one of the first brands to start using the SeaQ smooth sweeping VH31 movement, and it looks like they are turning to this movement again. This new version of this watch, it also features all the premium materials, including full stainless steel construction of the case and the bracelet, and of course sapphire crystal. We also have more versatile proportions with a case diameter of 38mm and case height of only 11.1mm. And the price here is very sharp too, and even better during this 11.11 sale, so this is a big positive tick for this watch. One thing to point out though is that this watch has a push-pull crown, which in theory should be sufficient for the declared 100 meters of water resistance. So here you have it. Don't forget to check my previous recommendations, they are still very much relevant, so click this playlist on the screen over here. Don't forget to like and of course subscribe. Thank you for watching, take care, and I will see you in the next video.